So, what event or situation, and you might have just brought that up, or situations most memorable to you when you're observing wolves, or when you have been observing wolves?
Most memorable, boy, that's maybe a hard question to answer. There have been so many things. Let me think about it for a moment. Um, well, yeah, okay. I think the best one for me to go into is we're going to return to the life story of number eight. And we talked earlier about he was the runt of his litter and he was bullied and beaten up when he was young. And then he became this great hero when he adopted and raised those eight pups, including 21. So, going back to that time in his life, when it was about a year after he had joined that family, meaning he was still training what now were the yearlings that he was raising. That included number 21, but he also had three pups of his own. They were, at the time of the story, they were only about 3 weeks old. And I was watching them. He was teaching them how to hunt. They killed an elk and they were feeding on it, and they were getting ready to go back and bring food to the mother wolf. But then we noticed that there were other wolves in the area. It was a rival pack. It
Mm.
was the early version of the Druid Peak pack. This was years before 21 had joined it. And their alpha male, number 38, was a very big, strong, powerful wolf. And
Mm.
we knew that just a few weeks earlier, he had gotten in a fight with Eight's father and killed him.
Oh, wow.
So here was the wolf that had just killed Eight's father, and he and his pack was charging downhill directly at Eight and his adopted family. As far as I knew at that point in his life, Eight had never won a fight because he was an undersized wolf, but he was the alpha male of his family, and it was his responsibility to protect them. So what he instantly did once he realized what this threat was, instead of running away, he ran directly at the threat.
Huh.
He was going to protect his family, even if it was going to kill him. I was with a group of people, maybe 20 or so, and 38 and the other wolves with him, they were on a ridge. So they were running downhill toward Eight and his family. That meant that to even get to start the fight, he had to run uphill, implying that he was going to be out of breath and tired before even he was going to meet up with 38. But despite that, he was running as fast as he could. And I felt with the people that I was with, I was in my Ranger uniform at the time, I needed to prepare them for what they were about to see, what I knew was about to happen. So I told them, just a second, let me just get a drink. I told them if two alpha males fight and one is way bigger and stronger than the other one, the fight is going to be over in just a few seconds, with the winner standing over the defeated one who would be helpless on the ground on his back. And the way that one wolf kills another is to bite the throat, and that's an instant kill. Um, so because I knew Eight's life story, I knew that he had never won a fight in his life. His chances of prevailing here was pretty much zero. Um, but there was nothing we could do but just watch and observe and record what happened. So we saw the two wolves. They were both gray. They smashed into each other. They were rolling on the ground. It was hard to see exactly what was happening. And then, just as I had told the people with me, it was over, maybe after 5 seconds. With the, as I just said, with um, the stronger wolf standing over the weaker one and about to bite it at will.
Mm.
But it was the little guy that won.
Wow. That's great.
So it was David and Goliath,
Huh.
and somehow the little wolf who had never won his fight won anyway. And it was just this unbelievable thing to witness. And then what happened next was even maybe more amazing. Um, he had at his mercy the wolf that had killed his father. after biting him a few times, 8 step back and let him go, spared his life.
Wow.
And 21 witnessed that. And I think I might have said earlier, I'm not sure if I did, that when 20 grew up, he was our undefeated heavyweight champion, never lost a fight. But after witnessing what his adopted father did that day, uh, he never lost a fight, but he never killed a defeated opponent. He learned that by imitating his adopted father.
That's incredible. And what happened to the wolf that he let go? Where did it go?
That was Wolf 38. He lived on for maybe another year. He kind of settled down. I think he learned a lesson to not be so aggressive and violent, based on what Aid had done to him that day. And then eventually he wandered out of the park and he died there. And because of that, when 21 showed up in the territory of that wolf family, he had the perfect timing. So he replaced 38 as the next alpha male after 38 died.
Wow. That's an incredible story. That's
Mhm.
and you get to witness a lot of these. I mean, that's great. No wonder you keep
That's
going
right.
after it.
Yeah, I don't want to miss anything.